Dun dun dun. Alright, let me stop with that cringy stuff. This week, it's week 4, the road to 100K. Today is Sunday. Our phone's on 1%. It's Sunday, November 12th. 11:16, 8:12 right now. And I'm starting this little vlog a little bit early. Currently, I'm reading. Let me go over the objectives. Let's go over the objectives, because I know this day's gonna end. Finish 2 books. Previous week's objectives. Did I finish 2 books? You guys can see the objectives. Weekly, finish 2 books. Did I complete that? No. Did I even finish 1 book? No, we did not read at all. Weekly vlog, we did complete it. Playbook 2.0, we did complete it. This month's objectives, we still have a lot more time. We have around 3 weeks or a week and a half, I believe. 2 weeks and a half. Let me check actually. I know we have 2 weeks for sure. Guaranteed, I know we have 2 weeks. So we do have 2 weeks left in this month. And I did also update the board here with this over here. 800 subs. Our short-term objective right now is to reach 1K. 0 out of 100K for the goal. And we have not made a single dollar trading, which is perfectly fine. All right, we cannot rush into this. It takes time, takes process, but once the snowball effect does take place, it is a very amazing effect. So I'm gonna update this right now. I'm gonna go get a wipey, clean this. So while this takes a little bit of time to dry, let me show you guys which books I'm currently reading. I'm reading Master Your Thinking, Emotional Intelligence, and then eventually you probably, with all those books, I don't have a specific order. I didn't like put them out there in a specific order on which ones I plan on reading next. My thought process was read the ones that apply the most to you in your current situation, or the ones you just like really feel like, oh, I'm interested in this one, I want to read this one, and not like this one's the smallest one, I want to get the smallest ones and work my way to the largest ones. No, I kind of want to read this one. Let me read this one, even if it doesn't apply to trading or my mindset in terms of like elevating, you know, like maybe I want to listen with intention. I want to listen to how, you know, certain people on a podcast are communicating, or how I can listen to when this person speaks to me with more intention. Simple, bro. It's not always about trading. It's life in general knowledge. All right, back to this right here. Number 1, what is going to be my most important foundational subject that I need to focus on? Number 1 is going to be my daily MVP and ARR. Number 2, and I'll go over what that means. What is going to be number 2's objective in terms of completing this task goal? And of course, it's going to have to be reading related. We're going to have to read. I'm going to up it this week, because last week I really didn't focus as much. Read 3 books. That's going to be my objective for this week. And then number 3. What is going to be number 3? This month my objective was to focus more on the book, since I've ordered so much and I haven't really been reading as much. So instead of just a weekly vlog, we're gonna have 2 weekly uploads on the main channel. So 2 weekly uploads. That is going to be the objectives for this week. So now, again, so this week's objective isn't really as trading related focused. It's going to be more about the books. Why? Because I feel the need, I feel the urge just to focus on the books. I bought so many books. I told myself I'll elevate my mind, and my goal is right there. 10 books. I'm looking at it every single day. But let me go over some notes real quick that I, on my phone, wrote down, and then let me break down the first goal for this week. What is my NNT? I'm gonna start writing it down as daily NNT, my non-negotiable task. But those 2 that I just mentioned, my ARR, and my MVP, are 2 basically daily tasks that are non-negotiable that I have to complete. And they're not 2 tasks, just like 2 general tasks, but it's 2 overviews of habits that I want to complete every single day. And the first one, the daily MVP, stands for meditation, visualization, and a prayer. So it's that's not hard at all. You know, I want to meditate daily. I want to visualize while after I'm done meditating, being in that flow state or that calm state, that theta state, and then eventually, you know, like praying after, you know, continue to do breath work, continue to alleviate the stress from my mind and trying to stay more present and grounded, work on my mind a lot more. And then eventually my ARR, not AR, but my ARR is going to be my analysis, my daily analysis, and my review and my reflection. So analysis in terms of like putting my analysis in the Discord. I used to have a Telegram channel and a Discord. I would mainly upload like a little weeks or daily analysis breakdown of what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, my trade recaps, all that in my Telegram back then, but I deleted it. I just plan on putting my analysis, screenshotting it, and keeping it on the Discord. And then eventually my reviewing the playbook. I've been reviewing my playbook on my phone. It's very cool because I can like just go on my Notion, sort by the trading model, and then eventually group it, have it in the gallery section, like group it by the trading model, and then put the name of like it can be YM, and then eventually reflection. The last one is reflecting on my trades. This is very crucial because whenever I'm reviewing my trades, I don't like just reviewing them, I like reflecting upon them. So I'm just going to reflect. I'm not going of course reviewing them, like analyzing and learning, but reflecting helps me understand them more and like what I can do better next time. That's what you do in reflection. Like in reflection, I ask why, what, and how. Why did I win? Why did I lose? Why was this trade a good one? Why was this trade better than the last trade I took? Asking those deep questions. What made this trade a high probability trade? What made me want to take this type of setup? How was this following my model? How was this trade better than the one that what were my 3 best setups this month, and what did they have in common? When did they form? How did they form? Certain things like that. Mind blowing, bro. Mind blown. Reflecting, asking those questions, bro, and just spending more time in my mind. That's this week's objective, bro. Alright, so I'm about to journal the hindsight trade, but I just realized I was recording in slow-mo earlier, so everything I said, invalid. So let me go over it real quick. Today is Tuesday, November 18th. It's currently 12:10. I have work in about 1 hour. What I plan on doing in the next hour or so is reviewing my hindsight trade, meditating, showering, and then trying to get a little bit of reading before I go. Today we took no trade. That's why I'm doing this hindsight journal. We did finish the book, Master Your Thinking, yesterday. I did write down my little bit of my notes, my key thoughts whenever I was reading the book. And then I'm making a video about reading 10 books. Instead of me reading just like the small books, getting them out the way just to get that 10 mark, like, oh, I read 10 books, here. After reading 10 books, here's what I've learned to improve your trading. Instead of doing that, I've decided, because like some books don't relate to lifestyle or trading or anything in general. They're just like some are like for marketing. Others are for like this business model, and like I decided like let's just read things that actually improve, and like we can use data sets to improve our trading, because that's the main goal, is to reach that 100K mark. And another thing too was Apex is having that sell 80% off and $40 activation fees right now. And I just thought about it. I was like, bro, I want to buy some accounts. I think everybody wants to buy some accounts and like start scaling and this and that, but I decided to tell myself, stick to this one account, trade it, get the payout, get the ROI, rinse and repeat, buy more accounts, the risk back to like 1%, and then continue doing that and taking good trades, and then eventually getting another payout and passing more combines while doing both of those things, and then just continuing to scale slowly over and over and over time. We'll eventually, get to where we want to be. Watching this video about the most recent one, I was watching it, and he was just talking about how you basically can like reach your goal. Either like you increase your goal by like 10x or you shorten the time span. I decided I'm not going to just leave my goal at where it's at with the amount of time I have. I think it's a good goal, starting from scratch, never passed an account, never got a payout before, so it's kind of important. And then he was also talking about the importance of understanding your key habits, your key goals, like your key inputs. And I've been saying this, the 80-20 principle, the 20% of your inputs can give you that 80% of the outcome. I read it in Master Your Thinking. And again, just focusing on those key inputs. What were my key inputs? My MVP, my reading, and my ARR. My analysis, my reflection, and my reviewing when it comes to trading. And then I'm actually reading to improve my personal life, of course, having my health and all that, like going to the gym, getting healthy, going for runs, going for walks, this and that, are important. Or like more spiritual, like we're meditating, we're visualizing, and we're praying. The reason I didn't put journaling there is because I already write down so much, and I'm already journaling my trading. And lifestyle wise, journaling this is my journaling right here. So that's basically really it. I don't want to be yakking too much. I want to talk to you guys about something that I always like dealt with, I guess. Consuming trading content. Like, I'm really big on this. I don't want to consume other people's content, and again, just online too. Like, I don't want to be online as much in terms of like consuming. I'd rather be producing, like making these type of videos, planning for videos or working on myself, like leveling my skills up outside of just content and like trading, in terms of like health, well-being, mindfulness, all these other important things, consuming content like of other traders that aren't like teaching me anything. Like ICT, he's a good person to watch and have, you know, like your subscription, like your channel subscription on, bro. But like people that trade his concepts, you know, that I don't want to be like a douche, I guess, and like call them out, but like people that like try to like teach his concepts when in reality, you know, like, you know damn well they're not profitable traders, you know. I was one of them too, you know. I won't lie, I was part of this. Reason for that, like why I try to teach his concepts while I was unprofitable, was because like, bro, I know why people like try so hard to do this, because they're not making money from trading, you know. Like they want to make money from trading, and if they can't make money from trading, they'll do it by making money off of people that are trading, basically, that are traders. They're going to try to sell you stuff, do this and that, bring you into their course, their mentorship, try to teach you, when in reality they're not profitable, or they're like a hit or miss, you know. Like they're not consistently profitable. They're just profitable for like a month or two. They show that off. Whenever they're not profitable, they don't show you that, you know. They try to teach you more, and it just like, it's no point, you know? Like, every time I consume content, bro, like I just realized majority of the time I don't learn from these people anymore. There's no point of learning. So what I plan on doing is unsubscribing to a lot of these people that I see no value in watching or consuming their content. And like the hard part is the algorithm too. Like the algorithm knows I'm a trader, and they know like I love and I'm enjoy watching trading content because it's refreshing seeing other people's perspectives. But at this point in my career, I just feel like it's just not useful anymore. It's not valuable, because again, before, whenever you're unprofitable and like you're watching other people trade, you're learning, you know, like you're learning new systems, this and that. But then whenever you get into that stage of profitability like I'm at, you know, like you can probably be profitable, you know, if like you stick to your rules, you be disciplined, and you have good risk management, and you stick to your system, basically. You don't really seek, or like you don't really find any value in these people anymore. Like you find more value. I found more value not in watching those people's content anymore, but in my journal. One thing I really want to talk about, aside from, you know, getting rid of all the traders that I watch, this and that, you know, not finding value in them. Another thing too is not showing my strategy, like not going too in depth into my strategy and like showing people like how I'm trading, this and that. I know the people that are watching, like I don't have many viewers, this and that, but I do get paranoid that someone is going to like take my strategy and like the way I'm trading. It sounds weird, I know it sounds weird, but this is like the thoughts that I have when I'm trying to like upload and like make videos. Because like later down in the road, of course, maybe I want to sell, you know, a Discord or a mentorship. But one thing that my brother always told me, he's like, you think the most successful people, the most successful traders that are trading, that are making money from the market, like milking the market, you think they're online? They're not online. You think they're gonna be showing you what trades they're taking, like this and that? No. So why the hell would they do that? You know, like if they have something that works, they're gonna keep it to themselves, and they're gonna keep it private, you know? And that's what I plan on doing. I really don't plan on going in depth into my strategy and like showing you guys this and that. It isn't complicated. I trade ICT, but the things that I've added over the past couple of months have increased my success over the long run. You know, like my win rate, back testing is 60%, but live trading is like 80% win rate, you know? It's like the system itself is just like profitable. Even if I decide to take the lowest quality setups, and it sounds weird, it sounds like crazy, but I like focusing on the higher quality ones, you know, and I just know which ones, because it can playbook review and all this and that. But if I show everything just for free, I know damn well somebody's gonna take it, or like somebody's gonna send it to somebody and they're like, oh, look at this new method, you know? Like that's how it always is, you know? Like it's a shiny object syndrome that people do, and they're gonna add it to their system, or they're gonna trade it like this, start trading like this, and they're gonna start milking the markets and make money off them, basically the work that I put in. So I don't want to be showing too much. I don't want to go in depth. I don't want to even give you guys like the full breakdowns anymore. Of course, I'll still like go over the ICT stuff in terms of like breaking it down to like the nitty gritty of like what makes a setup high probability. I'll just show you guys one chart, which I usually do. What I've been doing more recently, showing you guys one chart, and that's really it. Guys, so today is Wednesday. Let me show you guys the date. Let me charge my phone. No trade today. We have Nvidia earnings. I just want to tape read today. I'd rather focus more of my trades and like have more risk for tomorrow. No gym today. I didn't go. I don't plan on going. I woke up really late. The past 2 days, which again is unacceptable, especially on trading days. One of those days I probably could have found a setup, but it wasn't really a high quality setup. And then today I think I could have found a setup, but we're still gonna go do the hindsight trade, review that, journal it, and then review my journal. Daily MVPs. I have not done my analysis yesterday. I want to do that. Higher time frame analysis today. Read 3 books. We're currently on this one right here. And then 2 weekly uploads. So we did do 1 weekly upload, which was passing the account basically. That one's doing really good. And the next book, since we finished 1 book, we have to finish this one now. And then we have to finish that one. And the thing about the books is I wanted to like get the small ones out the way and then eventually go to the big ones. But then I thought about it, like what happened if the small ones don't apply to trading? Like some books aren't going to apply to trading. Like some of them aren't just going to be for trading, and I have to accept that and not read those and move on to the ones that actually do apply to trading and lifestyle, to what help us reach that goal of road to 100K. Basically, that was basically the dilemma. And yesterday I did get something to help us. Basically, this is what I got here. This is gonna be used as a vision board. We're gonna use it as a vision board. We're gonna put like basically Miami Penthouse POV, trading balance, 7 figures, funded 7 figures, blah blah blah. What else? Like cool places to travel to, Japan, this that. Reason I'm doing that is because like you need a vision board. You need to see your goals visually and visualize them. You know, like I want to see the McLaren POV type shit. You know, like seeing the McLaren, being inside of McLaren, like a photo of people inside of McLaren, and then like a photo outside of it. You like, I want to see that type of stuff. A Ferrari POV too. You know, like, and then visualize that. See it every day. As soon as I wake up, before I go to sleep. You know, seeing those things, visualizing them, and eventually the mind is gonna find a way to make it a reality. It's weird. I thought about it. I was like, bro, do I really need this? Do I need this purchase? Because it's currently Black Friday deals going on, and I guess it's really more of like a temptation type thing. I think I might save my money and just like wait till we're able to scale, and then I'm just like have leftover profit and like invest into that. And whenever we want to start traveling, I guess, you know, we can buy a MacBook or something. Until then, we're gonna stay grounded, stay here, and just have all the money left to reinvest and reach that goal. Even though like productivity, like system wise, you know, it's cool. Have a good setup. You know, I'm not really complaining. I'm blessed to have this, you know. There's no need for a MacBook right now, especially in my life, since I'm not really traveling. I'm not really going anywhere. I don't have the bread to go anywhere, so like it's kind of pointless, you know. All right, so today I took an L on the XFA. First day on the XFA and we take an L, bro. It's like really unfortunate. It made me, I hate the feeling. I hate that feeling, you know, just taking an L. But it's part of the process. Again, trading, you're not always gonna win. You're going to lose at times. Today, was I following the system to the tick? Not really. What did I do wrong? I'm gonna show you guys on the chart, but I'm gonna show you guys right here, you know, what I did wrong. After doing this live trading session, the video is currently rendering, but one thing that I did wrong was, one, I went to the 30-second time frame and I was trying to trade on the 30-second time frame. Number two, I had a lower time frame SMT, but whenever we were displacing to that low on NQ on Thursday, today's Thursday, we were displacing to the low. We created no fair value gaps. Okay, so we created no fair value gaps, no clean displacement on the 1 minute or above. I was just trying to trade the 30-second time frame fair value gap, and it went up, had strong momentum, and I thought, okay, this is the one. You know, this is the trade that I'm going to catch, and the market is going to continue to displace. We're going to continue to have momentum because we have strong SMT at those lows. Guess what? No. The market decided to come back down lower, and it stopped me out. And then eventually it went up. It closed above this time. The first trade, we didn't wait for the close above, and I thought to myself, on the second trade, you know, once we get that close above, you know, the market is clearly just gonna have to displace and move up higher, and it never happened. Market, it went up higher, then it came all the way back down, and it was just chopping inside of a range, and I got chopped up inside of the range. You know, it's really, really unfortunate. And I told myself too, like, my biggest fear was losing my first trade on the XFA, bro, and it happened. It happened. We had to get it out the way. Risk management wise, we were doing really well. Same thing with trade management. I did really well for my trade management and my risk management. I wasn't really feeling emotionally like, you know, like you know, but looking back at it now, just impatience. It was impatience. Was I following the model? We did have lower time from SMT, but you know, as of like perspective, whenever it comes to like quality of the SMT, it wasn't really the highest quality SMT, if I'm being truly honest. It was a SMT, a low inside of a 1 minute range. It wasn't even like the 930 or 830 low, or like it wasn't a higher time frame low, I should say. You know, like it was more of inside of an internal low. All right, so here's the trade idea. Let me go over it. So here was the 30-second inversion that I was talking about. We're on the 30-second time frame. The market pushed up higher off of this wick right there. I entered, and the market came back down. Strong rejection. Next candle opened up, pushed down lower. Or no, yeah, it opened up, pushed down lower, pushed up higher, closed, and then it was the next candle came back down, pushed down. I think I entered off. Yeah, we entered off of this candle right here. I'm not mistaken, right around here. And then the market came back down because I noticed, I was like, wait, we didn't have an up close. So we entered off of this candle right here. Market came back up, closed all the way back down here. So when I entered, it was green. It was still green. It had like no wick, and then it came back down and it closed and it reject. And then next candle opened up, pushed down lower, and stopped me out. And then it went all the way back up. And that trade right there, 30-second inversion, was it really worth it? Not really. You can see on the account we're down. Hit basically my loss limit. I exited a little bit before that. Just because, and then eventually here the market pushed down lower, swept one more time, and then eventually started to have strong displacement. I thought this order block was going to hold, so then eventually I waited for that candle to close. Next candle opens up, I enter, and then eventually we have strong rejection. We close down below and wick us out, and then eventually what? We start stalling around, and then we start to push up higher. SMT that I was talking about, the internal one, was this low right here. You can see what ES, it's a low, NQ it's a low, but on YM it's also an internal low, I guess. But here again, the range highs are what are better SMTs here, not these lows. And then the market came back down, swept those lows. ES never really swept them, and then on NQ we started to have strong displacement up. So the bias, everything here was correct. We just simply got chopped up here. And if we go to like the 1 minute time frame, we're not really going to have anything here. See, the market was what? Clearly inside of a range. What I mean by that 1 minute displacement, we had 1 minute fair value up here, we had 1 minute fair value up here, but even then, look how the market disrespects it. It comes all the way back down, then it starts to push up higher once you form that inversion fair value up. So there's no clear fair value ups in this price lag whenever we're displacing to that low to form the SMT. And then eventually we have another internal SMT here. You can see what higher lows, lower lows, and then the market starts to displace up higher. Now we're moving down lower, which is pretty unfortunate, honestly. On these days, it's very, very important to know how to walk away. You could do so much damage if you continue to just try and trade more and more and more and more. I've had to learn that the hard way. You know, like these days are part of the process. These days are those 20% probably going to lose on, you know, days where you know like your model isn't really the best, especially on a day like today. I realized, you know, one thing I could have done was zoom out to a 3 minute, 1 minute, waited for a 1 minute inverse, not really taking those 30 seconds. Even though some days, you know, whenever you have strong clear displacement and there's a high probability day, those 30-second fair value ups are going to hold. But on days like this is where you zoom out, and I'm going to journal this trade, review it, analyze it, and see what I could have done better. So I just got done meditating and walking my dog right now and visualizing. But we did journal the trade already, and guess what? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we would have found a trade to the downside. Even though I really wasn't looking for any shorts here. As you can see, the market just instantly dumped, baby. Instantly dumped. The best one would have been on YM. Again, why? Because we're tapping up into that higher time frame PDA rate. After this fair value got formed right here, waiting for this to get inverse, and then you enter, baby. Waiting for that to get inverse. And then everybody's gonna be like, oh, wait, what happens if we reach this low and we form SMT? No. We're inside of that higher time from PDA rate, inside of 50% of the range, and then the market is dumping. We probably had some higher time from SMT. Things get a little bit more complicated. We don't have any SMT on the 30-minute either. Yeah, I can see a potential setup maybe forming on the 30-minute, but like there's nothing, bro. Let's go to like the analysis chart where we were expecting that 4-hour PDA rate to hold, push us down lower. This is the weird thing on these, bro. We instantly just dumped to the downside, bro. We did not have. We didn't even tap up into the bearish PDA rate nor sweep the liquidity, bro. Same thing for ES, bro. We never did that. And then on YM over here, we reached the 4-hour Civi, and now we're dumping because of the daily inversion, bro. This thing held to the tick and just dumped, and now we're reaching below these lows. Clear what RB's drawn liquidity. Probably gonna form SMT at those lows if YM takes them out first. Originally, I was bearish going into this week. My higher time frame is still bearish. I told you guys I'm still higher time frame bearish, but I can see a retracement to then move down lower. The market just doesn't, it goes lower lows when you're bearish, you know. Clearly correction here to then eventually move down lower. All that movement up was a Judas swing. Clearly just bearish, bro. We swept the previous day high, and now the market is just dumping, bro. Tomorrow we can probably find some form of a continuation. What I'm gonna look for is the market to close down lower, form that bearish EVP on the daily time frame before sweeping that liquidity, and then tomorrow we can target that final drawn liquidity whenever we have a retracement, probably overnight, and then eventually market opens tomorrow, pushes up, and then I'm giving you guys the sauce here. It's too bad the video's probably gonna be, you know, like weekend upload. Damn, bro. And I didn't get to read last night. I won't lie, the past couple days I've been just feeling real off, bro. I passed my fun there, but I've just been getting complacent. I've been feeling really sad. I don't know why. Like, I just feel like sad for some reason. In terms of like reviewing my playbook, I'm not really reviewing it. My reflections on my trades, I haven't really had the drive to do it, you know. And I've been listening to a bunch of music, this and that. But I don't know. Like, I guess I got to get back on top of my stuff. Again, it's just the feeling. That's why I meditate, and that's why I pray and like do all these things, because they're just feelings, bro. Like, logically wise, I know what I'm supposed to do, but emotionally, like, I just can't control it. But I'm trying. I can't control it, but I allow it to control me. All right, currently, guys, I'm sipping some wine. But I need to read. But this is only temporary, right? This week only. After this week, I won't be drinking anything or anything like that. But I do want to review my trades and I want to go over the market. You know, I want to do my analysis. I'm still going to do my ARR, baby, you know, even if I'm a little, you know, I'm just a little buzzed, you know, that's the word, you know, but that's really it, you know. Let's lock in, baby. Let's accomplish these goals. Let's reach the top. Even though we took an L today, I promise you, we're going to win. Be disciplined, follow your rules, follow your system. Today, I did not follow my system all the way. I got impatient, I got punished. I was trying to live trade and record it and show the world, you know, like, I'm gonna win today, I'm gonna win my first trade on my XFA, and I got completely humbled, egoed, got destroyed. Stay grounded, stay hungry, bro. Don't allow yourself to get complacent and think you're better than you really are, you know, so. Look at YM, guys, it's barely moving. Look at the markets, we're barely, look at, that's the whole range for today. I am not trading that. I am not going to trade a market. All right, guys, so today's Friday, and as you can see, the market is barely moving. We're barely having any volume. It's not worth trading that, you know, like, you're not gonna get explosive movement. You're not gonna really catch a daily range because there isn't really much to catch. You're gonna be just back and forth, you know, trading the high and then the low. It's just not worth, you know, the market's clearly waiting for next week, and it just, sometimes it's better to sit on the sidelines and not take any trades and just wait, you know. I'm kind of disappointed with my week performance this week. You know, I only took 2 good trades, and the ones later throughout the week, like yesterday, they weren't really good trades, you know. They're decent trades, but they weren't really following my system. So this weekend, you know, we really got to review, analyze, see what we can do better for next week, and then come in next week strong. Reason for why I took those trades, you know, like, I really thought about it too, you know, I reflected, and it was just that live trading session, you know, like trying to perform for myself, for the community, just like show something, you know, like make some progress on the funded account and force my way to making progress, when in reality that's never the case. You know, like, I was on an Express account, I would never take a 30-second trade. Like back then, like 2 weeks ago, like, you know, if I was trading the account and like reviewing it, you know, going through every single detail, I would never trade on the 30-second time frame. You know, I would usually wait for, you know, a 1-minute confluence or like a 5-minute or 3-minute confluence to get me out of that range, trade an external SMT, not an internal, unless we have a higher time frame SMT. But we never had that, you know, and that's kind of where everything gets a little bit more complicated in my system and all that, you know. But I was able to review it, I was able to understand it, why, you know, and I just probably, you know, I'm trying to make sure that mistake doesn't happen any further. Again, we still got this whole month just to aim for a payout. We still gotta aim for 6 winning days now, not 5, 6. Because again, I want to have a net profit of at least 2K to withdraw 1,000 and then build a buffer from there, you know. And yeah, that's really it. I'm trying to aim for a 2K, you know, objective, and then take 1K out. If not 500, leave 1,500 in there for a buffer, just to buy more accounts. I know Apex is doing a little sale right now. Everybody, I promise you, you get tempted. I get tempted. I want to buy more accounts, but I promise you guys, you will get to that point where they will do another sell and you're gonna be able to buy more accounts. You know, trust me, you know, like, if not, you're gonna make as much just from like these funded accounts on like Top Step, Alpha, Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, or, you know, just Apex in general. You know, like, you're gonna be able to scale to that point where you're gonna be able to buy that amount of capital, and then eventually they're gonna do another sell maybe later on in life, and you're already gonna be funded with your max allocated with this firm, and then maybe you want to go to Apex now. Who knows? But like, just be patient. So the charts aren't really moving. So what do I plan on doing right now is cleaning my environment. My environment's a mess. Look, I even got this right here. Come on. I need to clean my environment up, get hydrated, drink some water, and then eventually go for a walk, and then eventually go celebrate later. So I need to get all the things done first, but first things first, cleaning my environment, making sure everything is up to date and I'm up to date. You know, like, I'm hydrated, I'm well fed, I'm well rested, everything feels good. Keeping the blue light blockers on, you know, especially when we're right here, you know. And yeah, just optimizing my performance, and that's basically really it. So let's do it. So I'm in this weekly vlog here, but this week was very, very unproductive as opposed to Monday. When we start off the week really hot, and then after that, it's just been a decline, you know, in terms of like trading. Trading wise, we missed 2 days, took an L, and then the next following day, which is today, is just not viable price action. I was more disciplined, I would have showed up those other days, and then even if I did find a trade idea, you know, being more disciplined, that day we took an L, should have been more patient, should have been able to wait, distinguish high quality conviction trades only. I'm not saying like you can't show up, I'm just saying, like, don't try to avoid days that aren't high probability. You know, sit down through the price action through your usual time, and if you don't see anything, then just learn how to sit on your hands and build that discipline, and then walk away. You know, simple as that. Show up, do your work, and then if you don't see anything, follow your model, or if it's just not high quality and you've, you know, been through the session, through your usual time, walk away. You know, continue to show up no matter what. And yeah, you know, what I plan on doing for this weekend is reading and then editing this weekly vlog and reviewing my trades that I took 2 trades this week. That's really it. And yeah, I already know my mistakes I made from yesterday, which was just 30-second time frame, not really a high quality SMT that formed. It was an internal as opposed to having an external, makes it even more high quality. And yeah, we just need a better cracking correlation next time. That's all it is. Just reviewing, analyzing it, being more patient, waiting for the high quality setups, scaling time frames. Honestly, that's very, very crucial. I think going into that day, because I already had my bias, you know, what I wanted, but I just didn't scale the time frames from the hourly to like the 5-minute. You know, those are crucial time frames, like the 5-minute, the 15, the 30, the hour. Those are crucial time frames. You know, I didn't scale. I just simply stuck on the 1 minute setups to form with, you know, higher time frames and align those with the lower time frames. So that is basically really it. Today I want to review my trades and review my playbook, reflect on my trades, and then right now I still need to meditate. I just came back from the gym. I don't know if you guys can see the fit. It's a little bit different. Pump, you know, is gone. But yeah, I want to go review my trades. I want to review my playbook, reflect on my trades. My analysis, I do want to do more crypto analysis, so we're probably going to do that later tonight. Try to scale too quick. I don't want to buy too many funded accounts after, you know, this and that. You know, I want to take my time, have good trades, you know, continue to refine my system and build my discretion with following the system, you know, and then eventually start scaling. After that, you know, it's going to be a roller coaster of passing funded accounts, getting payouts, passing funded accounts, getting payouts. And the amount P&L wise doesn't really matter to me. I think the most important thing you should be focusing on more is the trades and the quality and your system and your routine to following the system and being disciplined. So that is pretty much really it. I'll catch you guys next week.